Hello everyone, welcome and thank you for watching. My name is Arlene and this is my very first process video. I am showing you the papers that I'm using for my layout. The My Mind's Eye paper that I just showed is from 2007. All of these papers are from my stash. They're fairly old. And the photo is one of my two younger daughters from when they were little, probably 4 and 6-ish. I used a bowl to trace for the flower paper. I didn't even think about using my silhouette until I was doing this voiceover. But tracing a bowl, it works just as well. I cut it out and decided to ruffle the edges to sort of hide the imperfections of my cutting. After I ruffled the edges of the flower paper, I decided to just ruffle the edges of all my papers. The bad part about ruffling the edges is unless you do it over the trash can, you get a lot of paper fur all over. So that's what I was doing, was getting all that off of my base paper. I did cut a chunk of paper out of the striped My Mind's Eye paper to use as a mat for my photo. Sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. The FedEx guy just drove by and he's an Australian Shepherd that barks incessantly. I did save a little bit of the flowered paper to use as a mat too. The back of it was the pink, solid pink color. I double matted my photo, ruffled the edges of those photo mats also. I offset this stripe paper and get it glued down, and then I cut the edge off to line up with the base paper. I glue down my circle of the flower paper, and then I decide to add some tissue paper to the back of my photo. I just like the look of the torn edge of the tissue paper. It kind of looks ruffly a little bit. And then I get some fun foam and pop my photo up on some fun foam. These papers were not part of any kind of a kit or anything, so I didn't really have embellishments to use. I was going to use some paper flowers. You can see them there on the screen in the upper right corner. After I matted my photo and cut out my circle of the flower paper, I had enough paper left over to fussy cut the flowers. The remaining of that flower paper, I did cut the flowers out and I used those as embellishments. I didn't even use any of the paper flowers, although I think they would have looked fine. I had plenty of flowers to cut out from the flower paper to use for embellishments. So I got my photo popped up and I decided that I wanted to have what looked like a banner coming out from behind the photo and the journaling spot, which I get to in just a minute. I cut some paper of the background paper. I had already put down that stripe paper when I realized that I wanted to have part of that base paper for the faux banner, because I wanted it to look like it spans the width of the photo and the journaling spot, even though it doesn't. I had just enough paper cut out from that base paper to do that. I cut it down into 2 banners and I ruffle up the edges of those also. I kind of auditioned these 3x4 Project Life cards, because I was going to use those as the journaling spot, but they weren't big enough for what I was looking for. I pulled out some 4x6 cards. I looked at a few of those and I settled on this pinkish color card. I cut it down to the size that I wanted it to be. And then I matted a white paper on top of it. I just thought that the white would be easier to journal on. I could have used the pink card and just used a darker colored pen for my journaling. But I kind of wanted to use like a greenish color. I actually wasn't sure what color I was going to use to journal in. But I just figured the white would be easier because I was going to use a colored pen to journal with. I got my journaling spot cut out, ruffled, and now I'm trying to figure out how I want to put this banner behind my photo and journaling spot. It looks like it spans the whole width, but you can see it's just two ends that I cut down. So I have the fussy cutting done of the flowers. That took me a little while to do that because I'm not great at fussy cutting, but the flowers were perfect for the embellishments. I'm so sorry about the dog barking. Oh my gosh. I've only done this video probably about 20 times now. It's always something. Okay, so I'm putting down my photo, trying to line up the banner on the edge, gluing it down. Trying not to rip my banner paper. That recollection paper that it's the base paper is super duper thin. I had to be very careful when I was ruffling the edges that I didn't rip it. It takes me a hot minute to figure out where to put this, how to line this up and get it put down. I do finally get it though. So I get my photo down. I'm going to put down my journaling spot. I had to be careful not to roll my tissue paper up underneath it, and I did want it to show. I get it taped down and work on my banner, getting my banner put on the other side. I think I even use a ruler to try to line it up. Looks like my video is like shaky a little bit, and the reason for that is when I was recording this, I have my phone on a like phone holder thingy, but I had to attach it to my table in front of me, like right in front of my face. Otherwise it wasn't big enough or long enough to get the whole video, to get the layout in the video. So I'm probably bumping the little phone holder. I apologize for that. I'm going to get better at this, I promise. Okay, so I finally get down my flowers where I want them, my journaling spot and my faux banner. I used some LE Studio alphabets to make the title, and I just put it on a piece of the green paper from the back of that striped paper. I also used some Studio Calico alphabets to do the sisters. The title is just Sisters and Best Friends, and they really are best friends. They still hang out together. They're together a lot. So this is where I was trying to figure out what color pen I was going to use for my journaling. I got the flowers fussy cut and put down. You can see them in the 3 different areas. Those little labels that are on there are from a friend she had like, they looked like Chinese food boxes full of word labels. And I've been trying to use them as much as I possibly can. They're really super cute, and they have some really cute sayings on them. I think, I can't remember what those say. I think one of them says something about heart, and the other one says friends or something. I don't know. I can't remember. And I really cannot see it from this angle of my phone. So I decided on this green color for the journaling. I do not do the journaling on camera. I will do that later. I did want to put, I put little tags. I cut out some tags out of the leftover paper. I ruffled up the edges, and I was making bows to put on those. And here I am tying up some bows to put on those. I just use those as my cluster base. I cut the little tags down a little bit. Oh, my Nuvo. Yeah, I was going to use my Nuvo. When I took the cap off, the whole tip was stuck in the cap. That happens to me all the time. So I just used my glitter glue, art glitter glue. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to get the clog out of that. There we go. Now it's working. Get these little bows on my tags. I think I have three tags on there. I have 2 in the upper cluster and 1 in that lower corner of the picture cluster. I think I could have probably cut a lot of this out of here too. I have to be better about that next time. I'm still learning. Okay, so I get my bows on my tags, on the tag holes, and I decided to add some Nuvo drops, which is something that I do on a lot of my layouts. I just feel like that's the finishing touch. Either some Nuvo drops or some gems or something like that. I was trying to figure out what color I wanted to use, and I found this like pinkish color. And it's kind of a shimmery color. And I put 3 drops in each little cluster. I love that color too, of those Nuvo drops. I love that they're kind of shimmery. And after I do that, this layout is pretty much done except for the journaling, which I will go back and do today. And that's it. That's my layout. Sisters and best friends. My little girls. There we go. And I do have some close-ups here. There's my title and the fussy cut flowers and my Nuvo drops. I just kind of, Treasures of the Heart. That's what I used. That was one of the labels. And there we go. Oh, adorable. That was the other one. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Till next time. Bye.